On this video, we're going to cover group reservations. Going to groups, I'll go through each item. View is where we see all the groups. We can add, change, or modify them here. And I'm going to pick an existing one. Otherwise, you can just add and fill out the general tab information, which is name and address and stuff. And then fill out every single tab necessary here. And going to bookings, we specify the due date. That's the contract due date. Doesn't have any specific function. It's just informational. Listing ends on this date. That means if you're making a reservation and you want to select a group, this group will not be in that list after that date. This way we keep the active groups list short. Arrival departure date, and then this will release any blocks that are remaining. So if there was a block and no reservation was made for it, it will get released on the audit on that date. There is another way it's releasing is release one day at a time, depending how many days prior to that date. Not releasing the whole all of the blocks for that group. You can type a message here and check to display the message. This displays at reservation, so the agent booking it will have complete information or any instructions for this group. Again, this is informational information. Go to billing page. I'm going to delete this and then start to create another one for you. First, we put in the default information, and this information gets copied to each reservation made for this group. Except the direct bill and agent are optional by choosing this option here. If this is the group is going to have a master bill, you can just create here the master account, and you can specify which charges go to the master account. When I save this information, if there are any active reservations for this group, it will bring this list up, because if I change any of this information that get copied to the reservations, it shows all the reservations, and here you can select which ones get this change applied to it. So we changed the master room. So the master, it shows in red here. This is the change that's going to apply. So all of these reservations are automatically going to get assigned that master room. So I just picked the ones that are not arrived yet. Or you can select all of them. This is very handy in case you, in the middle of a group reservation, some changes appear. If you made a mistake, you can correct them and apply it to all the reservations. The request page, default rates, and this is a log of all the block changes and activities that happen. You can search for a group by arrival date, due date, all of these options here. And also you can print a contract, which is a preset form according to your specification and the logo. You have it will have all the group detailed information, and if there are any blocks, they all show here with the rates set up for them. You can print or save this as an Excel or a PDF file, or just email it directly. The other functions we can do here are editing blocks. So as soon as you make your group, next step would be to add blocks for any specific dates. The group arrival departure date is here. So let's say we're going to block from July 5th. And it doesn't have to be the whole day. If you have different number of rooms or different room types on different dates, then you can specify different range of dates and how many rooms you want on each range. So let's say for 5 days, from 5th to the 10th, that's going to be our single rate. and we decide to block, let's say, 4 queen rooms and 2 king fireplace rooms. You can add different ranges. Then also you can do for, let's say, 7, 11, the following range to end of the stay, 7:15. Pick the wrong month. Again with the same rate, or different if you wanted. And you can see how many rooms we have left. Up here are the room types and number of rooms available on each room type. Since we have 2 of this left, I'll just book these 2 rooms. And once you are done with the setup, nothing is done. Nothing is actually blocked yet until you click Add Blocks. The same way you can specify number of the range date and number of rooms and delete a block if you have already created it and you want to change it. So by doing that, it clears the screen. That means, and it marks green. That means these were performed. If there was any error, couldn't block it, this will be in red. And you can see from 7.5 on, our blocks are created here. Now we could leave this. If I just say delete, everything specified here will delete from the blocks. Or we can change it by just opening a date and see which room type and what's blocked. Taken is number of reservations already booked for this group, and they already exist on the system, so you cannot go, the block number cannot be less than number taken. But right now we have no reservations, so I can just change this to 0. That means I don't want any king fireplace room on 7.5. And here we can change the rate or change the number of rooms we have. Let's say we only need 3 of those here, and save changes. Now if we go back to 7.6, it's the original booking, 2 and 4, and we open up 7.5, we only have 3 queen. And it will delete anyone that has 0 taken and 0 blocked from this. You can always refresh it. Covers group blocks here. Second function you can do is create a name list. Here we can see the actual reservations that are already been reserved and booked on the system with their status. This is the remaining blocks on each day. You can see how many of each room type is remaining. And here you also have the detailed information on the reservation. And you can create a name list. You can actually go and add another. We will go on the 7.5. We have 3 queen rooms, so I'm gonna select a queen room here. And you can actually specify your room if you need to. Change the number of guests, override the rate, or set up other information here and just save it. You can go and add to our list. This could be on a different arrival date. And on 7.10, I have 4 queens and 2 kings, so I could choose either one. And save it. Now, you can leave this list in the name list as long as you want and come back to this at any time you please. And once you're sure this is a final list, to make reservations from it, you just click on the confirmation button. The ones that are blank don't have a reservation. Once you click on it, now you have new reservations created for them. This one is 2932. And I exit and go to that reservation. 2932. And you can see it was created for this group. Group beta, the dates, the message on the group we decided to display, the guest name, master bill, all of the setup in the group is copied over here with the master confirmation also. Back to group. Master billing can always access this. As soon as you created the master account, this is available to you. It works just like the room billings or confirmation billing. And you can add, if they send you a check, a deposit, or they already have charges, you want to have conference room charges or catering or whatever else, you need to apply here. And all the room and tax posting from the rooms, since they have master room, they will post to this. They will go under folio too. Other things you can do under groups is you can always access the master accounts from here. And eventually, once everything is settled, there's no adjustment, anything coming up, you can close it, print it. The other option is daily group blocks. It shows you which groups are arriving, how many rooms they have blocked on each date. Or you can say what's remaining, two completely different information. And by clicking here, you will see how many of each room type and also their rate. If I pick the date that we made blocks on, as you can see, beta is arriving and they have nothing blocked until the 5th, and it continues on. And here shows the room types we chose and what's blocked. And then also shows what is remaining. Because we made reservations, these blocks are gone. There's only 2 left in our block. Can also advance 10 days at a time quickly by these arrows or backwards.